It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs. Piloting these awesome weapons of war are men and women, the elite of the elite, knowing that each battle could be their last. They are Mechwarriors. Welcome to the stream, guys. I am, of course, Arthur Perkins. I do not have the appellation GM in front of me tonight, as that will be done by our good friend Rich, aka Sid Alpha from our Skulls and Shackles show. Let's check in with everybody, and then Rich is taking over the show for the rest of the night, so get fucked. Uh, Royal, aka twitch.tv/distorted, what is up? Who are you and what do you do?
Hey, I'm Distorted. I play a lot of multiplayer games on Twitch, and currently, right now, I'm a scout.
That's true. You're playing the Scout Pregen.
Yes,
Excellent. Twitch.tv/Haruko Junko. What is up with you and what do you do?
Nothing much. Doing good. But today I am playing the combat tech named Rat.
Excellent. Excellent. Rich, who are you? What do you do? And what's happening today?
Well, Arthur, I am a YouTuber, I guess you could say. I go on there by Sid Alpha, and mostly it is gaming news, gaming first impressions reviews, things of that nature. Turn some of my stuff off so you can hear me a little better. Mainly, I am here to see if I can make you die horribly or give you a wonderful time over the next few hours. And I actually did spend a little bit of time working on some things because if anyone doesn't know, the quick start rule set for BattleTech can be extremely dry if anyone's had the misfortune to read through it. So I made a few decisions to help spice things up a little bit, and there'll be a couple of tweaks that you may or may not notice, but it should make for a more interesting time for everyone.
So if people wanted to grab that rule set before the game started and follow along with us, they could find it at DriveThruRPG by searching for A Time of War, right?
Absolutely. The quick start rule set is a free preview for the full game. Bear in mind, though, they do something a little funky there to try and trip you up. If you're interested in mech combat, get screwed with just a standard rulebook. You've got to buy expansion booklets if you want to actually fight in mechs. So that is something to keep in the back of your head. I'm sorry, my camera seems to want to keep shifting here, so I'll try to keep it under control.
So what can you tell us about the Mechwarrior universe? Because obviously, I could spend the whole 4 hours telling you everything I know and not finish. But what do we need to know specifically for tonight?
Well, a few things that you have to remember specifically for tonight is the year is 3076. Just within the last year or two, the Word of Blake faction basically pissed off most of the nation states, and once again, the Star League has dissolved, and it is a time of war yet again. There are a lot of things that if anyone who's a fan of BattleTech will say, like, well, hang on, in this year this happened, and you're not taking that into account, because I am going J.J. Abrams on this shit. And so if it's not in here, it's not a part of the canon for the purpose of this game. So, because this is one of those things with BattleTech, there's so much lore that to be able to incorporate it all for the purposes of a one-shot just seemed kind of ridiculous. So we're not going to do that. First off, a little bit of background for our players that I will bring up here. You'll have to bear with me. I was running extremely late thanks to everyone driving slow. So everyone here is a member of the mercenary band known as the Northwind Highlanders. More specifically, you three are members of Sterling's Fusiliers, who is that is a battalion of that mercenary group. The Northwind Highlanders is a full regimental unit that comprises of 4 battalions of mechs, and including ground troops and aerospace assets. So they've got a pretty massive force to be able to throw it against whoever decides they want to have a bad day with. So far, you have been tied under contract to House Liao and this is due to the fact that they are attempting to make a major push against the Word of Blake forces, and you are attempting to basically coattail on their invasion to push through to your homeworld of Northwind and retake it from the Word of Blake. Right now, you are based on the planet New Aragon, which is circled in red on the map, if you can see that in Roll20. Yes, no?
Oh, yes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And you've been fighting here on the planet for the past 6 months. Intelligence basically made a massive, massive mistake, and Northwind Highlanders ended up getting into a fight against an enemy force 3 times its size. So, but thankfully to the your commander, Kat Sterling, you've been able to more than hold your own against the forces, and you haven't really gained much ground, but you haven't lost any either, which is quite a testament to the way everyone's been able to fight. Okay, so do we have any questions on that so far?
The only question I have is how Scottish our accents are going to be.
That's entirely up to you.
As the Northwind Highlanders are well known for being hereditary Scotsmen, even though they are mercenaries.
They are mercenaries. The vast majority of them, of course, are Scotsmen, so, take that into judgment, but also at the same time, they're mercenaries again, so they do accept people from other planets, other nations. So you don't have to be Scottish if you don't want to be.
It's true. But we'd all be very disappointed.
Note taken.
So we start out. Seriously, that thing is just going to topple over. Just have to keep battling it until the break, I guess. So we start out, and it starts out kind of a close-up view overshot of a light aerospace fighter, and you see a pilot in there kind of kicking back, relaxing, chewing gum, more than likely. And in a very cheesy 80s style, you see that printout down at the bottom that you typically would see in war movies at that time. New Aragon, 5th of May, 3076, 0300 hours. And you see the light fighter wheel over and dive down, and it pans out a little bit. You see it as an entire wing of aerospace fighters that are dropping down on what appears to be just straight up hell down below them. They're unleashing lasers and missiles and just this massive torrent into these heavy and assault class mechs that have been battling the Highlanders' forces for what appears to be quite some time, several hours at least. There's a massive amount of destruction surrounding all of them. Arthur, what's your character's name?
Aye, lad. You can call me Hamish McDunbrook, but I go by the name Lion. It's my call sign.
Okay. So as those fighters are streaming down, we get a cutaway shot of Hamish, or Lion, in his mech. Arthur, what type of mech would you be piloting?
Aye. Well, being a salty lad as myself, I'd be piloting the Mad Cat 2, a venerable design.
Clan Tech, very nice. Okay, so you see Lion in the midst of this giant battle mech with a cylindrical cone nose, giant pillbox missile launchers on each shoulder, and it's facing down against 2 Intersphere design mechs. One is an Atlas, the other is a Hopman. They seem to be just ravaging each other. Lion, however, seems to be a little bit lighter on his feet and manages it. Is it a him or a her?
Oh, it's Hamish McDunbrook. It's clearly a man.
Right. He manages to be just a little bit faster and keeps on dodging most of the weapons fire, and you can see the rest of his lance arrayed behind them, and they're battling what appears to be two full lances, and they are slowly giving ground until at one brief moment, three of the mechs from the other lance churn and drill multiple PPC and large laser blasts directly into the center core of Hamish's mech, causing a rupture to occur. Hamish sees this, and in grand fashion, you see the mech suddenly go lurching forward, slamming into the two assault mechs right in front of him. And right at the last moment, you see his command couch rocketing out as the mech explodes, igniting both the other mechs. And the battle seems to die down a little bit after that, very quickly after that. And Hamish, it takes a few moments for your command couch to settle down to the ground. You pop out, and you see nearby that there was another command couch and escape pod from one of the Word of Blake mechs, and it appears to be empty, and there's no blood around it. What do you do?
Aye! Well, obviously I pull out my auto pistol and my military communicator, and I start asking for any friendly infantry forces in the area. Is anybody out here?
Okay, and Distorted, I never got your character's name.
Oi, my name is Alistair Sheehy. People call me Jackal.
Oh god, you guys are just gonna do your best to make this impossible for me, aren't you? All right.
How hard can it be, mate? It's Jackal, Lion, and a Rat. It's animal names.
All right. Jackal, you just narrowly dodged getting blown to a million atoms by a massive mech explosion that happened nearby. You couldn't quite see it, but the explosion was so large it managed to singe most of your gear as you took cover behind a small knoll. There are small fires burning everywhere, and you can faintly hear through the ringing of your ears a very Scottish-sounding person calling for any help in the area.
Can you hear me?
Okay. I'm gonna holler out back at him. I hear you. Quiet down.
Aye, mate. Why are you yelling at me? You're so loud right now.
I can't really hear you, mate. Talk louder.
Aye. Okay. This is Jackal. Jackal, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey.
This is Hamish McDumbrock, Lion. I need infantry support. I'm at grid 32 by 5.
I'm on my way, Lion.
I think we got a loose jihadi out here.
All right, Jackal, you realize that those grid coordinates they're basically less than 100 yards away from you.
Do we see Hamish looking in the wrong direction, screaming into
Yeah,
the...
basically you're facing away from each other, like 100 or so yards away. And nobody can hear because everything is so deafening. And then, Jackal, you hear the grid coordinates, and you kind of stop and turn.
It's me, Pit Boy.
And you see about mid-distance between you and Lion, a Word of Blake battlemech or mech pilot. His cooling vest has been torn open. He does look slightly bloodied, but he's trying to walk limpingly towards Lion. Has a combat knife out in his hand, held backwards.
The Word of Blake is the enemy, correct?
Very much so.
Yeah.
Religious zealots that you're here to take the planet away from them.
And he's sneaking up on Lion.
Trying to. It's not very hard to sneak because everyone's basically half deaf from all the...
What?
I can't hear you. Okay. How far? You said about halfway, about 50 meters. I want to try to sneak up behind him try to get about half the way from him to me. You know what I mean? I want to sneak up about halfway to him, and I want to take him out with my trank gun.
Okay, Jackal! I assume you're coming in this direction. I'm just gonna look over here in this other direction and keep watching the fight.
I guess, yeah.
So you don't warn him at all? You just try to go for the word of Blake Mechwarrior?
Yeah. I'm not going to warn him. I don't want to, because he obviously the word of Blake guy could hear me too if he's on the way to him. You know, halfway between me and him.
Okay, so you're using your trank gun?
Yeah.
Okay. So that would be small arms. So you're going to be wanting to roll a 2d6 plus 4.
Aye, mate, I can hear you rolling dice. I can hear them rolling over the communicator. What's going on over there?
Just to double check, I'm new to the Roll20.
Aye, you roll 2d6 plus 4.
There you go.
That will actually do it. He was already so damn fatigued from getting messed up that your trank gun manages to cause enough fatigue to knock him unconscious.
Jackal, are you lying about on the job? Where the hell are you, man? Did you see this Atlas shooting at this other thingy? I don't even know what type of battle mech that is. Friggin' Blackus.
I walk up to Lion now, and yeah. You almost got picked off there, mate.
Why didn't you say something?
I put him to sleep. He's napping now.
You know, ever since the time of the clans long ago on Terra, we've always had a phrase. If you see something, say something, mate.
What, and warn him so he can run fast, I told you.
I have a pistol out. I'd shoot him in the head. I'm a friggin' Mechwarrior. I'm literally the best.
Aye, well, he's sleeping now, ain't he? Now you can go and talk to him, interrogate, and maybe tickle his balls with that blade of yours.
I walk over to him, and I just shoot him in the head with my pistol. Here's the thing you need to know, Jackal. You think you can interrogate these people? They're insane. They're literal religious fanatics who would rather spit in my face than tell me what I need to know. That's why we've been fighting them for nigh on a whole year.
Aye, maybe that spit on your face will take some of that dirt off your nose.
Oh ho ho! Next time we do the caber toss, I'm throwing one in your direction.
Aye.
All right, so...
All right, my battlemech's disabled. I'm wondering if we have some sort of combat tech in the area that can get her working again.
Oh, your mech isn't disabled. It's destroyed.
My mech is disabled.
Your mech is destroyed.
Well, you keep saying
I'm
that,
sorry,
but
when
as
the
a mech
core-
warrior, I can assume that my mech will never die.
Well, this is true. But, when there's a nuclear detonation inside of the mech...
I just want to let you know, this is in character. I'm assuming that it's going to be okay. The old lass has served my family for 4 generations.
Aye, it's definitely disabled, mate. You might
It's
even
disabled.
be able to make it into
Yeah,
a nice
see?
paperweight.
Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Paperweight? You don't use 85 tons of metal for a paperweight, lad. It'll be fine. Just need some spit and polish.
Arthur, Lion would know that they're not going to send a combat tech out to take a look at a damaged or potentially destroyed mech in the middle of a firefight.
Aye, that would be normally true, except I have the trait compulsive arrogance.
This is true.
It's my goddamn mech. I'm playing in character. Now, Northwind HQ, this is Lion from Sterling Fusiliers. I need a goddamn combat tech out here to repair my metal mech. Maybe it lost fusion containment, but I think she'll be alright. You know, we just need the chest compressions or something.
You say you lost what?
Containment of the nuclear explosion that powers it.
And you think?
Let's just send the combat tech out here. I'll rank you.
Listen, mate. You think you're going to be getting a combat tech there out in the middle of a fucking battlefield? You know how many of them we have on the planet? Like maybe a dozen tops. We've got.
I'm a mech warrior. Let me speak to your superior. I want to move up to the second.
Superior.
I want to move up to the next level. Speak to the level 2 technician.
Right, fine. Goddamn right. Get fucking. And a few seconds later, it's like, right, HQ combat tech's what you need.
Aye, my mech's had a bit of an explosion out here. Might have lost containment on the fusion bottle. Not really sure. I'm a mech warrior, not the combat tech. Speaking of, gonna need a combat tech out here. My grade is 32/5.
Listen, Lieutenant. I'm gonna have to tell you straight out. I've got no combat techs available.
Well, damn it!
It's the middle of a battle.
Well, then what the hell am I supposed to do out here?
Oh,
Have you tried plugging it in again?
Walk back to base. Fine, whatever.
Turning it off and turning it back on.
I'm not walking back to base. Send an APC out to get me. I'm a mech warrior, not a freaking ground pounder. Speaking of, I got a ground pounder here. Jackal, say hi to the radio.
Hi, radio.
Yeah, see, there's 2 of us. Send the Jeep out, APC, something comfortable, nice seats.
I'll see what I can do, and you can hear him kind of in the background. It's like, that fucking psychopath wants to send a gun.
And while that's happening, I've turned to Jackal and I'm just like...
Before you get your asses captured.
Aye, Jackal, I'm a mech warrior. They're definitely going to send us something nice, like a stretch limousine or something. I'm sorry, what was that? Get back to base before we're captured. Okay, I'll start walking in that direction. I expect you to meet me halfway. Right at the borderline. That's where I'm going to wait for you.
You could feel the rage just...
Aye, we're Scottish. Of course I feel the rage.
It's like, you honestly want us to be able to divert an entire personnel transport just to be able to pick up one fucking person? Lieutenant, I have to tell
2 people.
You're not that important.
We're talking to tech support.
2 people. You're picking up 2 people. And one of them is a mech warrior. Alright, listen. We're walking on our way. Have a new battlemech rating for me when I get back.
Okay.
Screen wipe.
So you walk all the way back to... Well, you don't necessarily have to walk all the way back to the base, but they sure as hell don't send a transport.
I spend the whole time telling Jackal about how we're definitely going to get a transport in just a few minutes.
Just over that hill.
My great-grandfather worked for that person on the phone's great-great-grandmother. Aye, we go back a long, long way. I know that they've got my back. That transport will be here any minute now.
Okay, Rat, back at base. You just finished double-checking the tags on a missile loadout for a pillbox to be mounted on a catapult. And you hear one of the comm techs come bursting out of the shed, cussing up and down a storm about some psychotic Mechwarrior who wanted an entire transport diverted just to pick his ass up by himself and one other person. And he's cussing out his commander, saying that if they ever see that Mechwarrior face to face, it'll never be needing a transport again.
I'm just gonna kind of look down and go, fucking Mechwarrior. And I'm gonna, finish, getting, checking up on the missiles for the catapult. And, once that's all good, I go over to, the guy who's gonna mount it on, like, she's ready to be mounted.
He thumbs up and he starts the winch up to pull the pillbox off the decking. And we slowly fade out. And that cheesy ass lettering comes streaming across the bottom of the screen. Again. It says 3 hours later. ... very tired, Lion and Jackal come shambling into base all by themselves.
Aye, I hope you've got a cold one waiting for me. Someone here's got to be bringing me a beer.
Look over
You
there,
can-
Lion. I think that's your transport truck.
I told you we'd get to it.
You can tell that the battle did not go well. There are a lot of destroyed, damaged equipment strewn all over the place.
That's a bit of a problem. It's going to be awfully hard to find my battlemech behind all the other damaged battlemechs. I assume they'll give me something nice like an Atlas or a Massacre.
Okay.
You told me we needed a Mechwarrior, and the flaw says compulsive arrogance. I'm just saying, man, you
Yeah.
dug your own grave.
This is very, very, very true. And I didn't tweak that because I was stupid. Okay. So, jeez, this is going to bug the hell out of me. Driving me insane. Worse than that Mechwarrior pilot. So both of you know, despite your arrogance, that you should check in with your commanders to let them know at least that you're still alive.
Hi, Jackal. We should check in with our commanders to let them know we're still alive. Even though I was kind of calling in the radio checkups every 5 or 6 minutes, you should let your commander know that you're still alive.
You're throwing me off here, man. Aren't we under the same commander?
No, I'm a Mechwarrior. You're a friggin' ground scout. I'm like light years of. I'm an officer. You're like a friggin' private. We're not the same at all. Not even close.
I'll let him know.
At least we're Scottish, and we're men, and we drink beer, and we have beards. We've got that in common.
Aye.
That reminds me. Next time you see me at the pub, I owe you one. You know, for drinking that guy, to make it easy for me to shoot him in the head. I'm counting that on my record as an infantry kill.
God damn it. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I don't get a lot of chances for personal recreational weapons combat. I'm just saying, it's hard to rack up the kills in that category when you're riding around in 85 tons of war machine. And you're firing, you know, melons
Oh,
made
you
of
must have
steel
felt
at
very
people.
bad just capping that one in the head when you could have just stepped on him. Feeling a bit naked, are we, Lion?
Aye! Like I said, I'm used to riding in 85 tons of metal. What if he wakes up while I'm trying to step on his neck? He's a friggin' Blakist. He'll probably bite my leg off. I wouldn't put it past those crazy jollies to be cannibals.
Hi, we can't have that. That's how he lost me finger.
Aye, that's pretty unusual. Probably a good story about that. Why don't you tell me about it while we walk towards the bar so that you can check in with your commander, who's probably at the bar. Come with me, lad. Come with me.
So we're
Right around that time, Arthur, you see Andrea Cat Sterling walking by with a couple of other commanders, and she sees you and points and waves you over towards her.
Aye, Colonel. How's it?
So, Lion, we're going to need to have a quick chat with you real quick. Please, please this way.
Aye. Ah, have you met my friend here, Jackal? Come here, Jackal. Come meet the commander.
Jackal got me drunk last night.
Aye. He seems like a good man. He shot a friggin' Blakey in the back. Behind my back. It was weird. Anyway, I should take a seat here, across the table from you then.
Thank you for saving the Mechwarrior. I know he can be difficult at times, but he is one of the best.
Oh, you mean thank me for saving the scout? Right, got it. Oh, you were
Kind of
talking to
like
him. Oh, okay.
Sighs patiently.
Jackal just shakes his head.
I knew
Lion-
you were talking to him.
Lion, we've got some of the techs out in the field right now, and I hate to say it, but your mech's a loss. There's nothing they can be done about it.
You got.
There's not a single piece bigger than my hand.
Yeah, I've accepted that on the walk back here. I assume you've got something nice waiting for me. Maybe a Mad Cat 1, or maybe one of those new-fangled Mad Cat 3s. You know, production models just rolling out. An
Well,
Atlas?
You've got to understand, we've been on this planet for 6 months. Frankly, I don't have any mechs left to give you. We barely have spare parts for the ones we do have now. But I do have a plan that might be able to net you a new mech.
Aye.
It's not
Aye,
some-
Colonel. Just give me a sec. Looks like Ray got in the command center real quick. Might want to get a tech to plug the leak up there. Aye. Just
Trust me,
give me a minute. Just.
You're one of
Okay.
the best Mechwarriors we've got and a very good lance commander. I'm not going to leave you dispossessed.
It's not like I'm sad that I lost the mech my great-grandfather brought to the regiment or anything, and my family's been using for multiple generations, but... Oh, you're saying you're not going to leave me dispossessed? Oh, so we do have a spare mech around. Oh, sunshiny
No,
day
we
then.
don't. We're going to have to steal one.
Oh, well, that's just like our ancestors then. Who are we stealing it from? One of the other regiments? I
got
never
Ro-
did like the Royal Black Watch Company. Let's steal from them.
We've got word of a remote Word Blake base up in the hills. The only reason why we even know about it is because our aerospace fighters managed to clear the rest of theirs out 2 days ago. So we have air superiority over the entire theater. Fortunately, though, they don't know that we know that they're there. So they've only got a few medium mechs on hand, nothing heavy or assault class, but it's better than nothing.
Aye, okay. Sounds
Plus,
good.
we
I
need the
assume
ex-
it'll be a one-man mission where you drop me in from outer orbit in a halo drop. I go in, I break into one of the mechs, I use it to kill everyone in the facility, and then I pilot all 4 mechs out.
Something like that, yeah. Except you are going to be bringing a couple other people out with you.
Aye.
This
I
is going
assume
to
a
be,
cameraman.
This is going to be requiring a little bit of stealth and some technical expertise that you don't necessarily have, despite what you think you might do or not.
Aye, Commander Sterling. Are you suggesting I go with him?
That's not a suggestion, Jackal. You are going
Happy.
with him.
Oh, a happy day.
I put my arm around
We're not going to be
Jackal
able to
and
get
then
very
knock
many
heads
people
together
in
with
there,
them.
so I need someone skilled at being able to keep others alive and killing people without being detected.
That I can do.
Frankly, that's you.
Aye,
And-
aye. Good
We're-
work, Jackal. We're sticking together, bud.
Seems
And
so.
there was supposed to be a tech here. Where is she? Where are you? A she or a he, Rat?
I am a he, Irving Monroe.
Irving Monroe. Okay. So, Rat, you did receive a comms page retroactively to report to the command tent. Unfortunately, the comms came through while the meeting was already underway.
I kind of look at it and it's like, go to comms tent at this time.
That was 15 minutes ago.
And I just kind of sigh and it's like, hey, the things I have to put up with. And I kind of go on down after I'm finished up with whatever I was doing. Jump on down and start making my way there.
All right, you walk up, and there's a pair of guards outside. They recognize you, and they motion you in so you don't even have to break stride.
I give them a thumbs up and get on inside very quickly and quietly.
All right. That time, you walk through, and you see Kat Sterling look up from her desk. There is a holographic overlay of a map on the table. Looks up, and you says, "Well, it's about time you decided to show up. I sent you that page about 20 minutes ago."
Oi, I just got it.
Whatever. It's to be expected, I guess, with some of these texts. Right, so here we are with the overlook of the base, which you're not going to see on Roll20 right now.
Aye. Well, look at how easy it's going to be to take that base. All of the battlemechs are in the exact center of the encampment, completely unguarded.
Not completely unguarded.
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong base. I've got my iPhone out.
They still make those.
Now,
From
after we
37.
got word of the base's existence, we had some people from intelligence try and work their way in, and they were able to develop a contact within the base. They were able to get you access codes to the majority of the doors. It cost us a great deal of C-bills to be able to get this tech to get us this information, but it does give us something. So we do know there are at least 7 or 8 guards on duty, 4 Mechwarriors, and a couple of technicians and some scientists. The outer perimeter is it's not a well-hardened base at all. It's a chain link fence on the outside. Majority of it is not hardened plasteel or anything like that. Basically, a large laser would be able to cut it to ribbons.
Aye,
But the main thing
do we
is
have a large laser to bring in, or maybe wire cutters? That seems like wire cutters would probably do it. I'm just saying, it's not exactly a low-tech solution.
But you're gonna be airlifted in by one of the aerospace pilots, and you're gonna have to grab one of the mechs and run. Basically, fortunately, I don't have any other Mechwarriors available to send with you, so we're only going to be able to snag one of the 4 mechs. They did give us a classification on what's there. They have 2 Gurkhas, which are fairly close-range fighter light mechs. We have they do have a Preta Omni mech, which is those ghosts. They can be such a bitch, but they're 45 tons, a little bit heavier. And they also have a Buccaneer, which is the largest one there. She's also outfitted for close range, but once you get it back to base, I'm sure we could re-outfit it for whichever loadout you decide. As this is going to be kind of stealthy mission, we are going to drop you in at night. It's going to be very difficult. It's basically, if the alarm gets raised, you're fucked.
Aye, that sounds about right. Well, you said a predator.
No, I didn't say a predator.
A predator? No?
I said a preta.
A preta? I've never even heard of that. Can you send me a wiki link on my iPhone? Because I'm not piloting a Gurkha. I have some class, you know.
Should we think about the Sable and the others?
Most definitely, if you can disable those to help prevent pursuit, then you should definitely do so. There, I sent you a loadout list of the Preta to your iPhone.
Aye.
Shouldn't
Oh
be
my
too hard to
goodness!
disable it.
They're all Word of Blake battlemechs. This is terrible.
It's a Word of Blake base. What do you expect?
Well, I mean, they should diversify their interests. You know, I piloted a Mad Cat too, not, a Highlander.
Well, and if you hadn't destroyed half of their mechs already, I'm sure they would have had more diverse holdings for you.
It's a problem with being too good at my job, I know. I'm just saying, it makes sound, tactical, and economic sense to diversify their battle mix to only use 3 types.
Are you really complaining that that they've lost most of their good mechs and they've only got the crappier ones left?
Aye? Yes?
All right.
If you wouldn't care to get one of those mechs from them, maybe you could always get...
No, I mean, obviously I'm going to take that Preta. It's mine now. I mean, we just have to get there and do it.
So let's go get your Preta.
Alright, I want to talk to this new person, though. You there. I don't know what your name is. Monroe something? You look like a little rat.
God named Rat. I'm the combat tech assigned out here.
You don't sound Scottish.
The Scottish accent's a wee bit off today.
Ah. Oh, yeah,
We
it
got a
must
little
have just
bit of
been my
Russian in
hearing from all the explosions.
Aye, must have been.
Mustard. What?
Your commit on that was amazing, by the way. Aye. Well, what can you do for us, rat?
Well, besides being a combat tech, which is pretty damn useful,
I suppose.
When they
get
show up
your-
on time.
Oh yeah, just blame me for all the crappy combat techs trying to fuck up all the tech. God damn it.
Yeah, Wi-Fi on the base has been pretty bad, lady.
Must have been that new guy that they got. He's shit at his job.
Aye. But you know what? He shows up to work on time. Unlike some people I know.
Oh, hardy har har.
Alright. Well, now I'm done taking the piss out of you. We should all go get a quick beer and then get in whatever arrow fighter's going to be dropping us off.
Alright, I could use a pint.
Aye.
Aye.
You know what my mother always said? Don't pilot a battlemech sober.
You're buying.
Aye, I'll buy first round.
And around that time, you hear Kat just kind of say, "Oh, please, don't wait on me or anything."
Aye,
To at least
Colonel,
dismiss
just
you.
one. It's just one beer. We'll be all right. You tell us whatever it is you need to tell
All
us.
right, you know what? Briefing's done. You obviously got all the information you want. Go play and have some fun before you go killing some Blakers.
Excellent.
Just close the door behind you.
And so
Aye.
we go to the bar.
You hear her saying, "Just close her eyes." I swear to God, if he wasn't so good at killing.
We go to the bar and I buy everybody drinks, but at the same time, I want to do the actual mission planning there. If you could tell us what we're going up against, like locations of things, maybe paint us a map with your words.
Paint us a map with their words.
Yeah, specifically where we're being dropped off at, because, that's kind of important to know. Aye!
They should drop us off right on top of the mech.
Aye, of course! I say,
And
as
then
I'm
the
waving
entire
around a
base
salty
would be
pretzel.
alerted and you'd be slaughtered horribly.
I typically like to sit back a ways.
Could always throw the ground pounder at them first. Sneak around the side.
Aye, but I like him. I don't mind setting up a distraction. Does anyone have a lot of explosives?
I just shake my head, unfortunately.
Like, does
It's
anyone
kind of
have
like that
this-
one of those sad shakes too. Like I wish.
Well, I'm assuming that if it's a base, it's going to be full of explosives. Ammunition for battle techs, fuel, motor
Aye.
pool.
That's where my plan comes in to disable the mechs.
Aye, right. Well, tell me your plan, and then I'll add some things or take one thing away, and then say it's my plan. So you let me know how your plan goes.
Aye. When we get in there and we get into the base. As I slip out of. I'm going to try to get their explosives, and I'm going to try and lace their mechs and their weapons for the mechs with explosives. And then explode it after we get away.
I can't add anything to that plan. It's perfect. It's brilliant. It sounds like something I would have come up with.
Aye. Glad I could be such as smart as you.
You know, one day, Rat, you too could be a Battletech pilot. All you need to do is get, 18, 20 years of piloting experience and a battle mech, and you'll be good to go. Just think of all the upward social mobility you'd have.
Aye. I get the free pint everywhere I go.
Well, is that something us Mechwarriors are supposed to have? Because that hasn't ever happened to me. Ever. For some reason, I always end up buying.
You seem to
I
be
just kind of
making
shrug.
the
You know, that's what I was told.
I'm just a private. I don't make that much money.
Aye, well, I mean, you know, when you pilot a multi-million-dollar war machine, you tend to get paid a considerable percentage of the things you destroy and salvage. So it's not that I'm paid poorly. Alright, I'll get another round for all of you. Now look
Okay,
here on this map. They've got like some
kinda
sort of
wink at that.
exterior air thing. Maybe we could like drop some sort of gas in there and kill them all like that.
Okay, so you know from reviewing the map that down here in the lower left corner is an air exchange unit which supplies ventilation to the barracks area of the compound. You also do know from the inside man they somehow managed to gather that there are in fact 7 guards, including the guard commander, 4 Mechwarriors, 4 technicians, one of which is the person who provided you this information, and 8 Aztecs are also on site.
Do we have
So-
his information?
No, you know
inside
nothing
man.
about him aside from an anonymous name. The information was provided and money changed hands. You're
That
not even
doesn't sound
entirely
shady
certain
at all.
whether it is a him or a her.
Okay.
And he wasn't able to get you detailed plans of the inside of the base, but you do have the aerial surveys here showing these exterior units.
Would this air conditioning unit return thing be higher than the base itself?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Aye. So what if we did a little, what do you call that there? Some rope-a-dope. We go to the air exchange thing, you know, we deal with anybody there silently with your trank gun, right? Then we break in, and maybe we fiddle with some of the controls to set off, not an alarm, but like I need maintenance warning, or like something is wrong here warning. They'll send out maybe a guard or some technicians. We knock them out, take their stuff. Maybe they'll have some explosives, maybe not. But either way, we start drawing people outside the base. Maybe we get some information, but they're word of Blake Jihadi. So I'll probably have to end up shooting them. And then we can work on going inside from there. It looks like there's at least 2 more entrances on the south side. So we'll be set. How does that sound, boys?
I don't imagine you're attempting to don their clothing.
No, that would be ridiculous. I don't look good in white and gold.
I didn't think so.
Aye. Friggin' Blake is... I think the camera points down for the first time in the whole show. Like, it's always been, like, waist-up shots and shows everybody here is wearing kilts.
Yep.
Aye!
What else?
I never get
100%.
rid of the green and red. This is my family's plaid.
Aye. Same here.
Yeah, not only that, everyone in the bar is wearing a kilt. It's the uniform. So
Standard.
Now, Rat, I wasn't really paying attention when the colonel was briefing us because I was too busy crying over my battlemech. But what's this thing here in the northwest side? It's got a big 1 on it. Why are you laughing?
Sorry. I just like numbers.
That's a reasonable reason to laugh.
So
Rat,
would I
you know
what that is?
yeah, you know from actually paying attention to what was in front of you the brief time you were in the meeting, you do know that that is the tank farm. That is fuel storage.
Well, it's the fuel for the mechs.
Aye, interesting, interesting. Okay.
A little bit of explosives there. And
Aye,
the whole
revise
thing
plan.
explodes.
then.
You also know that these are not contained in a state in which they are fissionable.
Wait,
Are they still
Basically-
explosive? I'm not
Basically,
looking
it's
to
about
cause a
as
nuclear
flammable as a
explosion.
rock.
Okay, fine. Stupid tank farm. So it's basically worthless.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so here's the plan then. We're gonna go to the air exchanger. We're gonna cause a bit of a ruckus, knocking everybody in there out. Cause Scout here, my boy Jackal, is gonna shoot them right proper, right in the place you shoot somebody with a trank gun. Then, Rat, you're gonna mess with some dial and buttons. You're gonna be sending out a warning to send someone to come out to do some repair. Like, oh no, fan number 4 on the air exchanger turned off or something. When they come out, we knock that lad out too. Then we interrogate them, maybe kill them. Then lock the door there. We're gonna go up to the tank farm, deal with everybody in there, and we'll replan from that location onward. We don't need a plan to get inside until we're actually going inside.
sounds pretty legit, laddie.
Aye? Yeah, it sounds brilliant.
I like it.
Nice, simple, and straight to the point.
Aye.
You should not be agreeing with this plan. But yeah, I mean, the first part's okay. But the part where I'm like, yeah, we don't need to plan anything further. You should not be agreeing to that part. But yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
I am very patient with the Mechwarrior. If I just appease the sense of good in him,
Yeah, no, I get that.
maybe it stops.
Yeah.
Oh,
I kind of.
I have to be patient though.
I kind of feel like it might be a little bit better if one of us stays back, so we're not all in the same place. I could snipe them.
You're gonna snipe them with the tranquilizer gun.
No, I'm gonna snipe them with Brown Betty.
What the hell is Brown Bay?
Brown Betty, my beautiful gun here.
Okay, let's save that part for when we don't need to knock people out and interrogate them. We can let you go, Brown Betty, when we're
Why
breaking
would we
inside.
interrogate them? The sons of Blakes here are just gonna babble on about their religion. You told me not to interrogate the new
Yeah.
man.
But those are their warriors. We're trying to draw a technician outside. They might not be made of the same testicular fortitude. Hell, they might even be women.
Hell, you might even buy them around.
Well, I mean, if it gets in to tell me what's inside the base, I'd buy them around.
all right. So, guys do have a couple hours before nightfall, and you climb into the aerospace fighter. Is there anything else you want to do in the meantime?
Oh, I send the plan to Colonel Kate and ask for any recommendations. Like, hey, Colonel, you know, we were just having a pint and we came up with this all crazy plan. Just wanted to know your recommendations. Sorry for walking out, but you know how us Mechwarriors are. Sometimes we need to do our thinking with our drinking.
I suggest you spell her name right. She might not get this email, Colonel Kate and all. Commander Cat.
Aye, I'm just a little drunk. She have any recommendations? Do we get an automated email
So,
back?
do you actually just send her an email, or did you go talk to her?
Oh, I mean, I would send her the mail, and if she's like, come talk to me because your plan is dumb, I would go.
I think she just sends back a simple line. Just try to avoid raising a ruckus, otherwise they're gonna fucking kill you.
Aye, okay. Got it. Hashtag smiley face.
Little keys. Big hug. Little keys.
Several hours later.
Several hours later. So we do one of those side pans And back to, of course, it's a cheap '80s movie, so they reuse the same shot that they did at the beginning of the movie.
It's Wing
Of the
Commander
top
there.
down
Yeah,
of
it's
the
the Wing
aerospace
Commander
fighter.
movie.
Except this time there's a slight jolt and the camera pans down around inside and sees the three of you sitting in the back of this fighter as it goes rocketing across the countryside. Is there anything you want to say while you're riding along there? Because the pilot's basically separated off from you.
I'm just kind of sitting there, making sure my deluxe edition toolkit, has all the stuff in it. Someone didn't nick from my own kit, and my discards is good also. Besides that, well, once I've got all my stuff, I'm just gonna kind of sit there and enjoy the quiet rumble of the aerospace engine.
It'd be hard to enjoy that because on my military communicator, I'm playing the sound of bagpipes to soothe my nerves.
I'm just sitting there
What
cleaning
isn't a accent
Brown
about
Betty,
that?
my Mark X rifle.
And so you're riding along, checking your gear, and you hear the pilot come over the comms in the back. Says, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, strap in a little bit. We've got some Calliope turrets coming up. We're gonna have to take them out before we can go any further."
I, just kind of strap in, look out the window.
Okay, so as you're looking out the window, you see the fighter and its wingmen go peeling around, and there's a single Gatling gun style looking turret that starts tracking on the fighters, and they start unleashing their lasers and missiles into it, slag it in about basically no time at all, and they proceed on their way. Very anticlimactic battle, but if that thing had gone off, they wouldn't have even bothered landing you. Oh, it takes about an hour's further flight to get nearby the base, and they tell you to get ready. You'll be parachuting out.
I don't have the parachute skill.
Alright, this is just like that movie I watched last week, Point Break.
Point Break 250.
Aye, laddie. I haven't seen it myself. How is it?
Oh,
No
it's much
spoilers.
better in the original
Shit.
3 dimensions.
Aye. I'll definitely have to go check it out myself.
Yeah, go watch it next time. It's really good if you watch Star Wars 76 afterwards. I really feel
Aye.
like the way that the Jedi and the Sith have been continuing their war is so great.
All right, so about that time, you see a red "Get Ready" light appear in the back, and the pilot come over the comm says, "30 seconds to drop."
Yeah, when they introduced light hockey sticks so that they could play laser hockey, it was amazing.
Aye.
Mark Hamill don't
Definitely
look
my
too bad
favorite
for his
car.
age either.
I kind
Did you say Mark Hamill don't look too bad?
All right, you hear the cargo bay. Everything gets super loud as the wind rushes in, and the cargo bay door slides apart, and the light changes from red to orange. And then a few seconds later, but it feels like no time at all, it goes from orange to green.
And I jump out and do a little backflip since I'm guessing we're high enough to do that.
And Rat gets sucked into the engine and dies.
Yeah.
Yes! I might kill the party.
Okay, if everyone could make a 2d6 roll for me with a +2.
I think I got it.
Okay. So, Lion and Rat, you have no issues whatsoever making your jump, and you land safely to the ground. Your chutes detach from your shoulder bags, no problem. Jackal, however, off to a fine start. Your parachute gets caught in a tree. You're about 20 feet off the ground.
Oi, Lion, I'm dangling here.
Aye! Oh, you mean you're... Oh, from the tree. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
my kilt's up over my face.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We should probably let Rat handle this one. I don't really know how we can extract you from the tree without just shooting the branches off.
Let's not do that.
Could
Aye.
you maybe pull out your wee knife and cut your way out and then climb backwards down the
I
tree?
can't see with this thing on my face.
Okay.
Where's the strings? Where's the
Rat,
ropes?
can you climb that tree there?
Get this
Definite
kilt off
maybe.
of me.
A definite maybe. Okay.
Ghiblies are hanging out in the wind.
So what kind of roll would it be to climb up that tree?
Well, basically everything in this is either a 2 or 3d6. Let me take a look at your. Let's see, that would be.
Body, isn't it? It's a double roll. Body reflex.
Let's see. So the combat tech wants to climb up the tree to free Jackal.
This already sounds so bad.
All right. This would be a.
Keep in mind, my kilt's up. You can see everything.
I'm used to it.
This will be a 3d6 with a +3.
Okay.
Because you'll be using 2 stats on this. You'll be using your bod and your dex.
You know, you kind of see
Okay,
Rat
that's-
get a running start and jump and hug the tree. As he tries to wiggle his way up.
Okay, so maybe you see Rat kind of just run up, jump, slam, just body slam into the tree, and then hang there for a second. And then slide down a foot or two, and then start scrambling up and climbing up.
Are you coming, mate?
Aye, laddie. Hold your shit together.
I grab
Maybe
onto
you
my
should be
junk.
holding this shillelagh. It's just flinging about there.
Aye, maybe. So am I able
Watch,
to
I
get
don't
up?
poke you in the eye, lion.
I think maybe we shouldn't have got so drunk before jumping out of a plane.
Aye. Didn't you have like 7?
You know, I'm pretty sure, Cat, if we die, you guys might be fine, but I think that my funeral will probably not go that well.
Well then, laddie. I bet we bet not dying.
Yeah, I mean, if we come back from this, we should be okay, maybe, possibly. How you doing on climbing that tree there, Rat? You seem to be doing okay. Actually, you look like you're a superior tree climber.
I never actually climbed a tree in my life.
Okay, so you make it up to the top. How do you want to try and free Jackal?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna pull his kilt down so it's not over his face.
There you are, rat. We're
Aye,
pretty high up here, aren't we?
aye, be a
I
bad
guess I
place to fall.
misjudged that poke him in the eye comment.
Aye, and you know at this point, I'm gonna kind of help him position to where he can like put his feet on some branches, and then I'm gonna like start sawing my. Or actually, wait, do I have a combat knife? I need to check.
You've got a technician's kit, don't you? There should probably be some sharp objects in there, Rat.
You know, I'm gonna kind of like reach back. You know, I'm gonna start pulling things out. It's like wrench, not sharp enough. Torch, too bright.
Maybe some
Yeah.
wire cutters.
And, you know, finally I pull out the wire cutters and I'm like, this should do. And then I just like start like cutting through the cords.
Does he have to roll for that?
No, but you do.
You know, I just got to thinking, if you cut me down from here, it might be a pretty good fall. And I roll what?
You're going to also be rolling a 3d6 plus 3.
Can I assist him at all in this, or Like,
No, there's no assist rolls in this game.
okay,
This is gonna
I was
hurt.
trying to look for it.
So-
Yeah,
Really?
you're gonna be fine.
Okay.
Really?
All right.
Like
so
I said, this might hurt a bit.
what happens is, because he did move your feet onto a branch before he started clipping the lines,
Yay for me.
but you realize as the branch starts sagging a little bit, that branch was not thick enough to be able to support your weight. And as the last line gets clipped, there's maybe one of those moments where you just go, no, and the tree branch breaks, and you drop about 4 or 5 feet and land right up the middle on another branch.
Oh, oi!
You're
I
fine.
just kind of look at
Daddy
this and I
buttons.
kind of
Walk it off. Walk it off.
This really hurts, Lion.
You're fine.
Oi!
Don't think about what it's gonna do to your kids. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be a good father.
And you're also going to take. You're not going to take any fatigue damage, but I'm going to give you 1 point of damage for that.
Of standard damage?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks.
So I'm gonna my way down the tree. Gonna let him go down at his own pace. He deserves it.
Yeah, Jackal, I know we need to get the mission underway soon, but take your time, I understand. Even if it causes us all to die, I'm sure all three of us as men can appreciate the kind of pain you're in right now. I too would rather die than have to suffer that for a minute longer.
I'm just wincing in pain, just holding it, laying there. Wait.
Okay, how long do you want to spend recovering from that?
30 seconds. I'm a tough man.
All right. So you're all safely on the ground now. Just, a little worse for wear, but still alive and kicking.
I'm
You're
good
about
now.
you are about a quarter of a mile away from the base.
Aye, I think we should take our parachutes, stuff them up, and then hide them under this tree so that no one stumbles upon them by accident.
Aye.
That's a good idea. Almost sounds like I made it myself.
Well, the only parachute we're not gonna be able to grab is his. Stuck up in the tree.
Mine's hidden. It's fine.
Aye, really gives that tree a very decorative look.
So, yeah, I insist that we should quickly just get, ball them up, maybe fit them back inside the containers as quickly as possible, and then stuff them here, and then double time it to the base.
I'm gonna kind of do that as quickly as I can with mine and shove it in and then throw it in like a bush.
Now, Jackal, I assume, given that rifle there, you can
leave
scope
Jackal's
it out.
flag up the tree.
I could.
Do you leave Jackal's flag up in the tree or parachute up in the tree?
How well hidden is it? I mean, I don't know how thick this tree is. Is it an evergreen and the parachute's gonna really stand out? Or is it, like a big bushy willow and it's relatively hidden?
It probably wouldn't stand out too much. However, it is a giant, about 20-foot, piece of cloth with a giant plaid over, embossing and a sword.
A beautiful flag of the Northland Fusiliers.
Bam! Northland Highlanders. We're here, everybody.
I mean, if it's not going to stick out too much and we've stuffed the ones that are on the ground down, we'll have to leave it for the time being. Maybe it'll bite us in the ass later. But a wheel ass did that to me last week and I felt great. Now, Jackal, if you could take out your wee Bertie or whatever her name is and aim that thing down there, make sure there's no one walking about outside that we need to deal with.
I can see the base from here.
Not quite. You still have to go up a rise.
Are you sure you don't need to climb the tree again?
You probably would have been able to see it when you were up in the tree had your kilt not be over your face, but
Yeah, and my twig and berries. My twig and berries kind of distract.
All right,
at a-
we should
at a
all get
quarter
down on the
mile
ground
away.
and do a snake walk to the top of this ridge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
to
gonna
answer your question, though, Arthur, at a quarter mile away, it's fairly reasonable to assume that they would not be able to see the parachute. If they
I'm
did,
just
they
worried
probably
about
would be able to
patrols
go
walking
last.
past or something.
So I'm gonna kind of travel up to the ridge, and I would like to scope out this base with Brown Betty.
Okay. What you see is basically a slate gray concrete structure. You are looking at it from the western side, so you do see the shack where the cooling with the air conditioning equipment basically is housed. And on the opposite side of the base is the fuel housing storage, and there are a couple of small normal man-sized doors that you see on this face of the building. About 10 yards away from the building, you see the 10-foot high chain link fencing with the normal spooled razor wire across the top. And there is about 100 or so yard swath of clear cut surrounding the entire base.
Okay, so looking over this real quick.
Distorted, you're muted.
Sorry, I was just saying I relay that information to Lion.
Okay, so looking over this area real quick. Alright, you think it'd be reasonable for us to maybe make a stealthy approach up to that chain link fence? Then you pull some wire cutters out of your wee kit there. We spend a minute or two cutting out the man-sized hole there, put it back into place, maybe blowtorch it, make it look good, maybe not. And then we continue onward, run for them their air exchanger.
Aye, laddie. The only problem we're going to have is around that 100-foot area.
Aye, we'll have to make a good dash there, right? I mean, there's not a chance of stealth there.
Maybe you could try wearing a cardboard box.
Aye, that's ridiculous. Now, do you see any external cameras or anything?
Do I?
No, you don't see any external cameras on this face of the building.
Well,
Aye.
for a place with 4 battlemechs in it, the security sure is shit. I hope we're not walking into a trap. I said, looking directly at the camera.
I'm sure the camera has no idea what you mean.
And I kind of look at him like, what are you talking to?
Aye! The camera that's on the base, that's probably pointed at us right now. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's right there, it's on the 4th wall. Can't you see it?
And kind of like, I think wait, no, that's a squirrel.
Oh, yeah, I don't have the binoculars like you do, Rhett.
No, there's really good eyes.
Okay then. If one of you is very good at maybe doing a little bit of stealthy stuff, maybe you can teach the rest of us or just show us how to go so we can get to that fence without being spotted.
Just look at the scout.
I'll also look
yeah.
at Jackal.
Yeah, I shake my head. I'll go.
Aye?
So I start stealthily trekking down this side of the hill.
As he's stealthily going down, I'm loudly like, you know, they say the best way to give orders is to not give orders at all and just make suggestions until someone does what you're doing. Now, when we get back to base, could you fill out this sheet right here? It's a review performance so that I can get a promotion to senior lieutenant. And I just want you to make sure you note down my leadership style. Oh, I should be quiet, Jackal. That's why you're holding your hand up like
How
that.
did you find your commander today? Was he A, extremely helpful?
He sounded like a mating donkey.
But it's a totally doctored questionnaire. Was he A, extremely helpful, B, more than extremely helpful, C,
Yeah.
supremely helpful, or D, all of the above?
Yeah.
Do you have any positive feedback to leave at the end? That's the last box.
It's like
And then-
already filled out with a
Already
signature
filled out
space at the bottom.
suggestions, yeah.
All right, now what should we be doing then, Jackal? Nah, I'm lowering my voice down here.
I just assumed you guys were staying. You guys stay back. I'll call you
Okay.
at comms.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hand you the wire cutters in case you want to go do that, since you're stealthy.
Okay.
Now you know how to use them, right?
Of course he
You
knows how
open-
to use them.
You just
don't
point
know.
and click, right?
Aye, well, kind of like that. It's more
Aye.
like a gripping action.
Aye, clicking. Gotcha.
Gripping! It's a gripping action. My accent's not that bad, is it?
So, I'm down the mountain now. Like, I'm gonna start heading down.
Okay, bear with me for just a moment. I have to tie your tokens to the people, which I've never done before.
Aye, double click on us, and then go there and set up each person to have edit and view rights on their token.
Aye, watch that double click. It tickles.
Okay, so combat tech we have.
Like,
That. Okay. Sorry, I should have done this during one of the jokes, but
Aye,
What jokes?
they were more like Jess or Japes.
Just naughty banters. What I was-
Shenanigans.
Say that name one more time.
Shenanigans.
Aye, shenanigans.
okay, don't get put off by the fact that two of these icons are girls. But
Aye, just shows how fabulous I am.
I mean,
Um,
Hamish McDumbrock obviously has the red hair that's pictured here, but, you know, it doesn't look so womany. As
he
we've
thinks-
already established, he has a beard.
so are you able to select your icons now?
Aye.
Good.
Yep.
So just for purposes, we're going to move you two out of the way. If, because I assume, Jackal, you're going to be moving up to the base on your own.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, we're going to need you to make a stealth roll, which is a 2d12, and you get a +4 because you have a stealth skill.
I do. Where is that? I would like to see this stealth skill. I do.
Says you get +4 roll modifiers to use stealth skill when passing optical or visual sensors or unaided observer, and +6 when you're going by thermal or infrared sensors.
Oh, I see. So it's up here on the notes of the armor. So.
Mhm.
Bam.
Aye. You rolled 2d12.
What was I
2d6.
doing? You said- sorry.
I may have said 2d12. It's 2d6.
It's basically impossible to get a 20 on a 2d6.
God, you so said 2d12.
Maybe the 20 is how he thinks he's doing it.
Oh, man.
I
that
did
was-
so well, I broke the laws of physics.
Well, that's half that one.
Okay, so you have a very stealthy approach. After basically 20 feet, Lion and Rat, you can't even figure out where Jackal is anymore. He just disappears, vanishes.
Rat.
Becomes a
That's
part of the
right
background.
No, that's a bush. What about that thing over there? It looks kind of man-outshine shaped.
No, that's just a tree.
Oh, he's good. I mean, we literally watched him, and we still can't see him.
Aye.
Jackal,
Get-
come in. Can you hear me?
I hear you. Quiet on the comms. Trying to be stealthy.
But
So where
know
about do
where
you
you
want
are.
to go?
It looks to me on the bottom of this base let's see. I'm gonna move my character. Are these? This here is like fence openings or
Doors. And this large one here is obviously the mech bay door.
So we're assuming the fence is at the border of what we can see. Then, huh? I'm already in it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah. I'd like to stay. We're all pretty much heading over here. I'd like to kind of sneak up over here.
Okay. You're scouting around and you don't see any evidence of anyone.
Interesting. Aye, Lion. Come in, Lion.
Aye, I'm here.
I don't see anyone.
Okay, Rat and I are going to be making our approach. I'm gonna send Rat through first, just in case anything happens.
Enter
Hi, wait.
Enter south through the fence near the air conditioning units.
Rat, I'm gonna cover. Oh, wait, why am I even. Rat, I'm going to cover you. You go. He's gonna point his rifle this way and cover you. I'm gonna shoot my pistol that way. You'll be fine, son. Go now! Run quick!
And I'm gonna kind of like hustle down the hill with my combat shotgun tucked against me.
Okay, are you
I know I've
attempting to
totally
be
been
stealthy or are you
played by-
just bolting for it?
Since he said there's no one there, I am going to make a fast approach to like the edge of the like right before the clearing.
Lion, come in, Lion.
Hi? Can you see him? I thought he was pretty stealthy.
Have you sent him already? I thought that was a herd of boar.
Okay, so maybe abandoning all pretense of stealth wasn't a great idea.
Well, thanks for making me walk anyway, eh?
Well, we needed someone in the front end in order to get things done, mate.
Uh-oh. Hang on a second.
Do we need to go on break, Rich? I mean, it's almost time.
Lost him.
We did lose him.
We've lost him to the void. Darn.
Speaking of Legacy of the Void, not a very good game storyline-wise.
Arthur, I know your opinion on it.
segue.
I've been
Did
watching
not enjoy
every
it.
time you bring it up in your games.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I just felt like it's something we could, you know.
Yeah, no.
Over
I've
again.
never been a StarCraft.
Fine.
Mostly because I just never had the games, but
When you click on your little icon here on the map, what's the red and green and blue circles for?
oh, you can fill that in with like your health, stamina. You can use it for like keeping track of like different numbers, like your mana pool if you were doing a Magic game or something like that.
Interesting.
So first time running a game in over 10 years, so nothing will go wrong, right?
Aye,
Aye.
nothing went wrong.
Precisely.
I didn't see nothing go
I
wrong.
was in such a rush when I came in, I forgot to plug in the charger on my camera, and it ran out of juice.
Well, while you were gone, we cleared the entire base. He's in the mech.
I figured as much. So you all just took your own mechs and leveled everything in the meantime.
Actually, we also had 4 outers to spare, so I taught both of them how to pilot battlemechs, and they were piloting the 2 Gurkhas.
Why do I got it for the Gurkha?
Aye.
Okay, so Rat, so you bull rushed over to where Jackal was.
Yeah, you just see the bushes spreading apart as I run up. And occasionally you see me like trip and fall and roll a little bit, go ow, 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 get up and run again.
Okay, roll 2d6 for me. Actually, roll 3d6 for me.
You tripped, rolled, fell on a rock. Dead.
Yeah, dead, snap my neck. Just
No
flat
mo-
26.
No modifier.
Oh no, no modifier.
Wow.
Alright, that's
Okay.
a terrible roll.
Aye.
You talking about his roll down the hill? That was a terrible roll.
I want to point out here real quick that you can use your edge stat if you want to take 1 point away from it and get a reroll on those dice.
Aye.
Just in case you think this might be a mission critical roll,
That might be a good idea. And if anyone may have forgotten, I'll just remind everyone now just how the edge works. Every character has a set amount of edge points at the start of the game that is on the sheet. You can use edge basically in 3 different ways. First off, you can declare that you're going to be using edge before you make your roll. And what that does is 1 point of edge gives you a +2 to your roll if you say you're going to be doing it beforehand. You can also do the same thing after the roll, but it's a 1 and 1. So 1 point of edge to give you a +1 to your already known score, or you can spend a point of edge to re-roll the whole thing. You can also use your edge in the same fashion to make your opponent re-roll.
I think I'll...
Also, bear in mind, you cannot use your edge for other people.
I think it might be a little good to re-roll that. So I'll spend 1 point of edge and re-roll that 3d6.
Okay.
I feel like that's a much better
lot
result.
I think that might be a much better result.
It's
yes.
perfectly average. It is.
Someone left a cardboard box lying around. Would you believe it?
Okay, so just as long as we don't hear ring, you should be okay.
Do I listen really good. Do I hear one?
So go ahead and move your icon over near Jackal if you could.
Okay.
And
Actually, I want to be on this side, and I'll kind of cover the door.
okay, Lion, it's your turn. How do you want to make this approach?
Here we go.
Now, did Rat have to kind of go into stealth mode there for the last part of it? Is that what the 3d6 roll was?
Well, he basically charged in like a herd of elephants, and it's very quiet around here.
Okay, I'm gonna actually stealth. Unfortunately, I don't have the stealth skill. So, Mr. GM, in case I don't have a skill, what am I rolling?
If you don't have a skill, you're basically going to be rolling based on your attributes. And beings in this case, this would probably
Stealth
be...
is based on reflex and intelligence.
Yes, it would be reflex and intelligence, which is a double stat roll, which is a 3d6, and you do get a +1.
Aye.
How does his target number work for that? For double stat rolls?
It's gonna be much higher, I think. I'm okay with that result.
Okay, roll me another flat 3d6. Okay, go ahead and move your icon where you want it to be.
Bum, bum.
Okay, boys. Now, if you're ready for it, I'm gonna need right here. Jackal, you're gonna go up to the door. I'm gonna go on one side. Rat's gonna go on the other. You're gonna bring out your little tranquilizer gun. You try to trank anybody in sight, and if you fail to trank everyone, we're gonna shoot them. Quick. Wait. Yeah, no, I don't have any melee weapons. Oh, I have a knife. No. Okay. I'll bring my knife out. Obviously, it's actually a claymore.
Okay, it won't change the stats any, but all right.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
This is
Maybe it's like a
really
claymore-shaped knife, but it's still like 3 feet long.
Aye. Well, that's 3 feet long is a reasonable size for a knife. I'd use something like that to like cut cheese or something.
And once
In
I
that
hear
case,
Lion
how long's my
telling us,
viper blade?
once I hear Lion, tell us, let's get over on the door, I'll kind of like tap Jackal to let him know to go first as they watch the door to the main building.
So I'm moving over here.
And then I'm gonna slowly make my way back over there.
I pull out my trank gun.
Okay, I want to be clear here. We do it on 3, not after 3.
Aye.
1,
And-
2, 3.
For the door.
Okay, you
Well,
slam into the door. It does not budge.
I kind of look.
It is
and,
locked.
Like,
I mean, I pushed
Aye.
the door. I didn't pull it. I put
It is locked.
Okay.
aye, the enemy must have known something to lock the doors. That's a lot smarter than the regular Blakes.
All right. Well, assuming they haven't heard us, Jackal, switch positions with Rat. Rat, you work on getting the door open with your toolkit. We'll cover you. I
Aye.
hope they didn't hear that. Jackal, I thought you were going to check the door to make sure it wasn't locked.
I did.
So
Then how did this happen?
I checked it. It was locked.
so would I be using tech
Didn't I
mechanical?
open?
You'll be using it's tech electronic. It's an electronic lock.
Oh, luckily I have a really good number in that, so it's going to be a 2d6.
That's a 3d6 plus 6.
Aye. Does the door open?
No, but the lock does disengage.
Aye. That's what I was hoping for. If the door opened, there's a problem.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, let's go!
And I shove open the door and I put my shotgun inside.
Okay. So he's in there.
Okay, there's nobody in there.
Okay, all right.
Good thing,
Go
Chuck.
inside,
Loud
close
laugh.
the door, and relock it.
Aye. You know, I'm gonna step in. Wait, just me?
No, of course we're all going in there.
Aye, I'm just making sure.
It did kind of sound like he was going in there.
No, that's
That'd have been
ridiculous.
amusing as shit.
What? Remember the original plan? We need to draw somebody out here so we can mug them.
Aye, Jackal, and I'm like trying to like pull
Shit.
him in.
I'm sorry, I was clicking on this stream.
It's fine.
Trying to drag I couldn't drag my piece off the stream.
Okay, and I'm gonna close
so-
the door.
In this
Yeah.
building, you see several bases of machinery units with fans whirring and coolant pumps feeding into and out of the ground. As it's basically this is the thermal exchanger for the entire base.
Okay, Dret, I have a few questions for you to solve real quick. Are you
Aye.
ready?
Aye.
All right. Can you cause a remote malfunction that'll cause someone to come out here? Nothing major, just minor but immediate maintenance like a certain fan shutting down. Question 2. Is it possible to use these exchangers to introduce some horrible coolant gas, killing everyone inside the base, or something like that? Question 3. Can we suck all the air out of the base? Alright, that's all I got so far.
Aye. You know, I'm gonna kind of sit there. I'm gonna kind of think, and what kind of role would it be to deduce that?
That would be a tech mechanical, which is a 3d6. You have a +5 in it, but I will give you a -2 for difficulty.
Darn you, GM. Yeah, no, I feel good. Come on. Aye, perfectly average.
That's a lot of threes.
Aye. So,
Okay, and what were the questions you were trying to answer again?
can we cause like a
Nice.
cause a screen somewhere to tell someone to come fix this thing if we were to do something minor like stop a fan? Could we then or introduce a coolant leak through the fans in order to kill everyone inside of the base? And then could we remove the air inside of the base?
Okay. You cannot find any way to be able to reverse flow, anything like that, to be able to suck air or anything like that out of the base. The coolant you determined to be non-toxic, but you do know of several ways to be able to cause sabotage to the unit, which would force the unit to shut down, which means whoever would be, someone would notice that suddenly the AC kicked off.
Mhm.
And you kind of want to know It's starting to get warm in here. What the heck is going on? Kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. Oh, also, is it possible to relock the door that we just came through?
Make a tech electronic roll.
Just taking my time.
Give you a -3. I'll give you a -3 difficulty because it's a lot harder to unhack something than it is to hack it.
But if he's already hacked it, doesn't he just need to go into the
Oh,
admin?
but there's wire cutting and splicing and things of that nature.
Oh, okay.
I'm like recrossing wires and like and
Wait.
random
Would it be
technical
easier if he just made the outside panel act like it was still locked, even if it's not physically actually locked? Like make the panel.
No, that would actually be much harder to do.
This is ridiculous. Technology is so hard to use, Rat. You must be a friggin' genius.
I got straight C's in all my classes.
Oh, see? I never got anything higher than an F.
Okay, but
Aye.
That one took a while to sink in.
okay,
So with my
you
successful
do have the
rehacking-
capability of you do have the capability of relocking the door if you want.
I do
I'm
it,
gonna tell
Rat.
them-
Lose you? Okay.
Do it.
Yep, so I'm going to tell them. So I'm going to relock it. I'm going to say, "Hi, the door is locked. If it unlocks and it's not me, shoot the person on the other side."
No, you're staying in here.
I know. I'm saying if the door unlocks and I didn't do it.
Okay, aye. Alright. So we need... Is there some place to, like, hide within this room? Are there, like, consoles we can hide behind and then pop out and shoot someone that comes in?
Could
Maybe
you
a
stand
broom
on either
closet.
side of the door?
Yeah, you could hide behind the machinery. That would be reasonable.
Aye. Let's all set up, and then the Rat's gonna break some stuff, and then we wait for somebody to come in, and we trink them.
Okay.
And if you miss the trink, we're gonna have to stab him to death as quietly as possible. Or her. You know, I don't want to be
Aye.
gender biased.
I would be a horrible thing. Yeah, so do I know if percussive maintenance, like what are the ways that I know that will cause shutdown and someone to go, "Why is the AC off?" Is it just, like,
Basically,
percussive
you
maintenance?
well, you already made the tech mechanical roll to be
Yeah.
able to figure it out, so you know which valves to shut off, so the coolant will stop flowing, and the fan emergency shut off. So basically, there's no air being pushed through the radiator units to cool the liquid that's being pushed through to the base.
Aye. So I'm gonna go over to them. I'm just gonna kind of start turning knobs and pressing buttons when needed. 80s
Okay.
80s sci-fi hacking.
Yep.
Just
When in
press
doubt,
all the buttons.
hit it with a wrench a few times, and tighten, and then tighten a valve down and things like that. It only takes you a minute or two, and
Yeah.
then finally everything just kind of stops moving, and it gets very, very quiet in the room, and immediately starts feeling very warm.
Aye. Now we have to just sit here and wait for one of them to get uncomfortable. And then I'm gonna move behind the machinery also.
Okay, and we'll need one of you to make a 2d6 plus 2.
Only one of us?
Any one of you, it doesn't matter which.
Aye, Jackal,
Oh.
you got your dice out. Oh no, Rat, you're doing it. Okay. I don't know why you're tossing them on the floor here, but sure.
Aye, calms the nerves.
Okay.
10.
Not bad. All right. Very well. So about 20-25 minutes go by, and it gets very warm in here, and you realize that maybe this heat exchanger is also running coolant lines for the mechs. Is probably why it's growing so hot in here. But after a few minutes, you feel some muttering from outside the door, and you hear keys being pressed as someone's entering a code.
Does it sound like more than one person's muttering?
No, it sounds just like there's one person.
Have my drink.
God damn AC, why is that to fucking turn? Okay, so I'm gonna. So we're prepared actions a thing in the system?
Technically, no.
Mhm.
But there's, obviously that doesn't make much sense in specific scenarios. So I'll let you guys get one round of surprise.
Okay.
Before we do initiative, if it gets to
Obviously,
that point.
we're just gonna jump out and scream surprise.
Aye.
I feel like before this goes down, lad, perhaps we should take the 2-hour break.
Perhaps we should take the 2-hour break. As the door swings open and you see a lone guard standing there silhouetted in the doorway as you all prepare.
Okay,
That's
well,
it.
I mean, it could have been a little more dramatic than that, but I'm not gonna,
Well,
it's fine.
A
It's
little bit
fine.
better than where we were. So.
Yeah, it's fine. We're good. We'll be back in about 7 minutes for some more Mechwarrior Time of War with these lovely gentlemen of the Sterling's Fusiliers.